Greetings everyone, it's IT2, making this video for the second time today because my microphone had turned itself off again without my consent. I did not ask for this. I'm really pissed off. Anyway, I've got 31 books for you. I'm going to do it quicker this time because I'm less giving a fuck about it because fucking remaking videos over and over is not my forte. A lot of shit going on at work. I don't like it. So I learned that if you go to Dollar Tree, they have books. So I thought I would give that a try. I went to a thrift store also. Dollar Tree. Nothing at the Dollar Tree is $1 anymore. It's $1.25 because of inflation. Anyway, I got this sci-fi book, The Feed, Nick Window. I don't know what it's about. Something says between the road and Station 11, something like that. Got this this fantasy book, Flamebringer by Ellie White or some shit. I don't know. It's got a dragon on it. Who knows? $1.25. Who cares? A Hero Born hardcover, Jin Yong, Legends of the Condor Heroes #1. So this was like $3.75 for 3 books. Seems like a good deal. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Then I went to the thrift store and I got some of these at the library. Friends of the library. So I got some sci-fi here. I got this David Weber, Steve White in Death Ground. Pretty nice looking cover. A little flashy. I got a couple of Born Enigma and Born Deception. This is not by Robert Ludlum. This is by Eric Van Loosbotter, who's writing the new Jason Bourne novels now. Whatever that means. I don't know. Never read any of them. Ben Bova, Moonrise. This one was kind of cool. It's supposed to be good. And I got all these Clive Cussler's. So, Dragon. This is one of the Dirk Pitt novels, which is the one I've read from Clive Cussler. Dark Watch from the Oregon Files. Silent Sea from the Oregon Files. Titanic Secret. Isaac Bale Adventure. And The Bootlegger, an Isaac Bale Adventure. So, putting those over here for now. It was way cooler than the first video. I had them like stacked cooler. Also, I got A Tale of Witchcraft. This is a sequel to A Tale of Magic by Chris Colfer. Never read that one. Jeffrey Deaver. This guy my mom likes. The Stone Monkey. It's got a bunch of like Japanese writing on it. You noticed that before. New Lincoln Rhyme Thriller, whatever that is. Then I got The Summons. This is one of John Grisham's I didn't have. So, I'll stack all this back over here so we can have room. How many was that? That was a lot of books right there. There's 31. So, Anthony Ryan, I heard, is supposed to be really good because of this book here, The Pariah. So I got this one. This one's probably like $10. It's got another book after called The Martyr, and then there's another book just came out called The Traitor. So I'm going to read this one if I like it. Next year sometime, I'll probably get the other two. So, he also has some other series he's written. Blood Song. This is the first book in Raven Shadow. This is like a mass market paperback. Kind of disappointed. It's not like a trade. But this one is kind of bigger. Still not as big as I prefer, but Wolf's Call. First book in the Raven's Blade series. And I've got this library, or whatever you call it, withdrawn book. The Waking Fire. This one, I don't know if it's sci-fi or fantasy. It says SF on the side, but it's got dragons all over it. But I thought I saw in here, it said ensign, like a rank, which you usually see. Yeah. The fleet is here. The Protectorate Artillery Captain. See, this sounds like sci-fi. This could be like in Sword Art Online, you know. It's a modern day, but they're playing a fantasy video game or something. That's why I'm thinking. See, I thought this one over here. Let's say this one. The Black Prism and The Blinding Knife. These are the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. I got these two. I thought this was pure fantasy, but if you read it, I was flipping through it and I kept seeing like modern day words, I think, so this might be something like that, like they're playing a video game in a fantasy world or something. So I'm kind of hyped. I think this could be really good. So, put those over there. Also, I got Aeronauts Windless. This is Jim Butcher, the guy who wrote the Dresden Files, and he also has the Furies of Calderon, or whatever the series is called. It's like a bunch of different like elemental genie type gods, I think is what that's kind of about. This is a different series. I think this is the one somebody bet him that you couldn't like combine two random things and make a book about it. And I think they said like Pokemon and pirates or Pokemon and Minecraft or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I can make a book about that. And he wrote this. And Aeronauts Windlass. I think Windlass is like a crossbow, or it's either the winding thing that on those wind up crossbows. Maybe you use it when you're winding up ropes in like an airship. Because I think this has got like an airship in it. Kind of like Final Fantasy or something. I don't know where the Pokemon comes in. He's probably got to collect all of something. Then in some hardcover, I got John Ringo, Under a Graveyard Sky. Because I've read some of his Posling War, I think. I forgot which ones I read, so I didn't count it on Goodreads. That one kind of reminded me of Starship Troopers. They were like shooting bombs out of their shoulder packs or something like that. This one is a military sci-fi or horror, maybe, zombie book. Their series. So there's zombies and there's guns. So it kind of reminds me of Larry Correa's Monster Hunter International. And I was asking in my chat, like, why is nobody ever talking about John Ringo? Because my favorite sci-fi is the Troy Rising novels. And they said a lot of his characters are pedophiles, so it's kind of a touchy subject. And I'm like, what? I've never heard anything about John Ringo writing pedophile characters, but like, does this girl look like she's underage or anything? I don't even know. Like, I've never heard anything about that. I also got Ken Liu, Dandelion Dynasty. This is not a book one, because book one I can't find it cheap enough. This was a book two, and it's hardcover. I wasn't even planning on getting the whole series in hardcover, but if I can ever get the other ones cheap enough, I'm going to get them, whatever format. And then, saving the best for last, I got more Brian McClellan. Because I love the first Powder Mage, so now I've got the Crimson Campaign, and I got the Autumn Republic. Finished that trilogy off. Then I've got book 2 of the next series over there, so this is book 1, Gods of Blood and Powder, number 1, Sins of Empire. So these, I'll probably start chewing into the rest of this year, even though I didn't have it planned. Because it's so good. And then I got Six of Crows, Lee Bardugo, super hyped about. It's good quality. It's published by these people called Squarefish, I've never heard of. And nothing wrong with it. Looks really good, good quality. A little bit worn. This one, Crooked Kingdom, the second book, these are based in the Shadows and Bone series. Like, there was a TV show about it. I watched the first episode, and it's like there's these ships, and they glide on sand. And they go into this mist, and it's like super dangerous or something. Didn't watch a whole lot of it, but it's like set in the same unit, the same world, but in a different part of the world. So, the thing about this one is, some teenage girl has written all throughout it and annotated every sentence and paragraph with her thoughts, saying a bunch of shit like, oh my god, what the fuck? Gotta love my little smarty pants, Mr. Brecker, it says. Or it said something really interesting earlier. I can't remember what it was. Stupid microphone. But it's like, I guess there's a little bit of romance in this. So she's like freaking out about their relationships, saying this is so cute and yay. And I don't know who she thinks is going to read this, because it ended up being a 46-year-old man. Like, this is not homework that you just write your comments on. I don't know. Yeah, this is called the Grishaverse. Whatever that means. The irony, it says. She's circling things. She's like drawing lines through the words. Like, she must have been half drunk. She's not underlining. She's just marking stuff out. Maybe she didn't like it. I don't know. She's asking questions. Like, just keep reading and you'll answer your questions. You don't have to, like, stop and write. And she wrote a whole paragraph right here. Inej is one of the characters' names. It says, Inej started off so strong and sure of herself in SOC, and now she is belittled, afraid, and makes constant remarks about the menagerie. Maybe this cage torture has sent her back to that place. Maybe so. Stop right now. I love Kowai and Jesper and Wyland. This is cray cray. Oh my god. Oh my, what year can you guess this was written in? When she says cray cray. Go bitch, go bestie, hashtag fuck it up queen. I could do a whole video just on like these annotations, I think. It'd be great if the girl actually finds this video. Here she wrote, this is going to be a shit show. What if I end up falling in love with this girl? Alright, whatever. And last but not least, I got some really mint condition. I got Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. If you've never seen R.J. Barker, Google what he looks like, because I thought he was a transgender at first. Kind of looks like a woman, but he's really just an ugly man. Hate to say it. But this is supposed to be a really good trilogy. This is the first book. It's about like these people that have ships made out of dragon's bones, because they don't have any wood on their planet or something like that, and the only way to get more ships is to like capture other ships or kill dragons or find dragon's bones or something like that. It's called the Tide Child Trilogy. He also just wrote some books called, or a book called Gods of the Weirdwood, and that's pretty popular right now too. Selling the Sins, I have no idea what it's about. It looks like the Tower of Babel. There's a guy trying to break out of it or something, and then the other books are very similar in the cover. Josiah Bancroft. Yeah, this is the Books of Babel. That's what there's a book called Babel, and then there's the Books of Babel. It's a different guy, different series, everything. R.F. Kuang wrote Babel, so this is different. But these are very nice quality, mint condition. And pretty psyched. This is a huge haul. So maybe just won't buy any more books for a few months. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see.